let's get power washing again. So version 1.0 has now been released, which is great. They haven't automatically reset career progress though. And I noticed that there was actually another new map. And I can't remember this one being there before when I was in 0.9. So I don't know whether or not they did like a 0.95 update that I missed. But we'll do this. So, recent hand statue. It has been seen before. Someone made it, but you know what I mean. I love that. Yeah, kind of goes into that thing where, yeah, such and such is discovered. It's like, well, no, because someone knew it was there. Cool. Let's take a look. And I do remember seeing there was actually a achievement for cleaning this using only the white nozzle. And thankfully we've got the Pro Washer, so that won't be as painful as it could otherwise be. Because otherwise that would be really bad. Strange how the index finger is pointing at a specific spot, is it? If so, then yeah, that is kind of strange. Nothing in that direction for miles until you hit the coast. Interesting. So when we cleaned the ancient statue, it kind of fired off a thing at the volcano, which was cool. Spoilers, but that was a cool map. So this is kind of something similar. The marina is there, but it wasn't back in those days. Yeah, well, be interesting to see what this does at the end, if anything. Wonder how long this will take. It's a $500 job, which suggests that it should take a while to do, but it doesn't seem that big. We're already at 3% in fact. This would probably actually be another good one for the 95% complete without anything dinged achievement, because these are nice real big sections, so it would be easy to kind of get something almost but not quite finished. I got that achievement with Van last night. Because the van's also quite a good one for that, because the body makes up a huge amount of it. Oh, that bloody bird ambience for the desert scene is really annoying. What am I missing on the fin? I feel that I should have finished it. Or just little things. Oh, there we go. So, each individual bit, yeah, it's a separate thing. I'm probably just going a bit too quickly over it, to be honest. Yeah, there we go. Since I'm using the white sprayer, the nozzle, I just need to take it slowly, because otherwise I'm just gonna spray over things and they'll not actually get cleaned. This is a much larger spine anyway. We'll just take it slow. Oh, update title, yes, good thought. A, update title, and B, turn down the ambient volume. I like having the ambient volume up, but that bird thing that keeps sounding off in the desert maps is really annoying. Unfinished business. And it's no longer a speedrun. Cool, that should be updated now. I don't need the preview on either. That's probably some lagging of it. Buffering a lot. That's a shame. Okay, let's... oh, I've never noticed the close tablet button up there. I always just hit escape. Alright, what am I missing on this spine? That little bit underneath. It's always when I ask the question that I then figure it out. Now let's just start with this finger, shall we, and work our way backwards. This is going to be kind of annoying using only the white nozzle, but so there is an achievement for it, and while I'm using the Pro Washer anyway, it'll be much much easier to do it with this nozzle than it would be with any other washer. I'm kind of hoping that this is the final map because I really want to get into starting all over again and playing through the career from fresh. But if there's more that I haven't done yet that I may as well finish off first, then that's fine. I feel that since I've practically finished it already in the early access, like in terms of the career mode, I may as well just finish it off with the tools that I've unlocked now, rather than going back and saving it for myself. I'll kind of complete this save, and then I'll just completely reset progress and start again, and see how we go from there. My goal when I reset progress is to then work my way through using only the basic washer. I will buy the extensions and the attachments like the turbo nozzle and the soap attachment. Actually, you know what? Soap attachment I might not bother with because I never use soap anyway. And I might not even bother with all of the attachments. I might just get the long one. Because generally you either use the long one or nothing at all until you get the extra long one, which you get a free token for. Well, you used to anyway. I don't know whether or not that was an early access only thing. That'll be interesting to see. Because when the Mayor's House map, the update that had that dropped, that was when they introduced the extra long extension. And they kind of gave a free voucher for like the basic washer got an extra long extension for free, but I don't know if that was just an introductory sort of thing for people who had already spent all of their money before that update came out, because the idea was that like it's kind of punishing, because people had previously complained when new washers and stuff had come out that they'd already burnt all of their money on just soaps and stuff. That they couldn't enjoy the new content without earning more money first. And that was before free play maps gave cash as well, I think. So the idea was that you got it for free so that you could experiment with it, because they wanted people using it to test it out and stuff. So now that it's released and that's no longer the situation, I don't know whether we'll actually get that one for free at that point. Probably not. We'll see. Because I have no idea what happened for people who weren't up to that map. Like if they hadn't reached that progress yet, they might have just got that free thing anyway and it was just flavor text. Because I'd unlocked it already, so we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping that I'm going over this slowly enough that I won't have to come over it again, because I'm going to have to fire at these elements from underneath as well. I mean, it's generally looking pretty blue. Like the contrast between the orange dust and the dark blue teal of the stone, marble, or whatever it is fairly prominent, so it does make it reasonably easy to see whether or not you've done everything. Now, I had a different nozzle selected at the start, so I hope that it still gives me the achievement. I haven't touched it, like I didn't fire off the trigger without a different one selected. It would be kind of annoying if you had to enter the level with that nozzle specifically selected, because that means you have to start a different level first and then come back in. We'll find out, I guess. If we don't get the achievement after finding that we've, after going through everything on this, it's gonna be a little bit pissed. And if that's the case, then I'll just do it in my own time. Now, if I was using the, like, yellow nozzle, then this would just be evaporating. These crevices are really annoying. They're a reasonably large section, so hopefully it won't be too unforgiving. Like, it was pretty unforgiving on the fins and stuff, but they were small anyway. Just being very careful to keep my finger away from the middle mouse button. Oh, I just got a ton of... I suppose it could be pointing to the stars. Speaking of stars, I just got a ton of achievements unlocked, because there's achievements of getting up to 150 stars in the career mode, and I already had 170, but the achievements didn't automatically pop. But earning one more star, it turns out, did make all of the achievements pop. So... we now have 171. Do I have to get an underneath as well? Oh, that's annoying. I bet I do. It's like a cave underneath the fingers. Gross. Yeah, because I'm only halfway done on this element, even though I've kind of done everything I can see, and it's because there's a hole. That's kind of annoying. Then we've got two options. We can either go in there first and get that done, or we continue working on the outside and trust that we'll just then get all the dings when we go inside. He does it. This doesn't look like bingo, not anymore, but the title should be updated if you refresh. Because we've already done our bingo. It might have been like cached or something at your end. Or Twitch just doing Twitch things, you know. Okay, I'm gonna do at least this bit from the underneath, because I want to know that it's, you know, that I'm actually getting the coverage done well enough. Or whether I have to catch up and kind of do some more from the other side. It's just a little bit left apparently. And I don't know where that is necessarily. Ah, up there. Okay. No, that makes perfect sense. This one on the other hand, there isn't such things. Twitch being the great site app it is. Well, I mean, it is pretty great. I'll give it that. It is pretty great. But for the amount of resources that their parent company has, you'd think they could do a little bit better sometimes in terms of reliability. I was hoping to be able to stand on this to do the underside of that. Nope, no such luck. That's annoying. I mean, I should be allowed to use the extensions. Context, there's an achievement for cleaning this using only the white washer. So I'm using only the white nozzle. Well, there's one way to find out, and that's to use them, and if it doesn't give me the achievement, then, I mean, we'll know for next time, I guess, and we'll struggle out a way to clean this without any extensions, but I don't think that would be possible. Because even with the extra long one, it's barely reaching to actually clean that. Now, is there a bit at the tip still? Ah, a bit down this side. I never usually use the white nozzle because it's so anemic. But, you know, if there's an achievement, I'll go for it. Just gotta take it slow. The fact that they didn't even give me a scaffold for this is kind of annoying. Because I was running all over the top of it, which I feel is not great. I would have thought that they should have given me a scaffold on the idea that I should be using that instead of climbing all over the damn thing. You know. Whatever. This webbing is going to be a bit annoying, because I bet there's little crevices. Yeah. My finger is itching so bad to swap to like the yellow nozzle instead. I mean, I don't want to make this a two-part, but if this takes too long, I might just have to. Because this is taking a long time, but I don't want to just throw away the achievement just cause. Tickle its palm. I think it's probably time to go back up on top and to do things from the top side again now. The palm is a separate feature, at least it doesn't have a top side to it, so that's good. Whereas the webbing obviously has the top section as well. Let's just slowly do this bit. I assume I'm going to have to do the other side of this one as well. Now, I could just stand closer and not use the extra long extension, but I feel that I need to go over it pretty slowly anyway, so this is kind of the track width that a yellow one would otherwise be. So it should be doing the best job that it can with this nozzle to actually clean things. Is that still grime, or is that... oh no, that's just texture. That's the annoying thing, is some of the textures of this look dirty. Volcano's still smoking in the background. I thought the whole plot thing was that we had diffused that for now. I guess it's still rumbling. Okay. I can at least do the short extension. Let's get back up on this. The short still lets me spray like straight down from a standing position. It's almost done. What am I missing on this, I wonder? Very little, it turns out. Good. I almost need to rebind the scroll wheel to extension just for this map. Evacuations are taking place for everyone in Muckingham. What? Why? I thought the volcano was diffused, or whatever, stood down essentially. Has the story like reset? Yeah, anything can be done to calm Mount Rushless. Be sure to keep your distance. But yeah, I thought we'd already dealt with that. Maybe this has actually been added in, but it's meant to be somewhere earlier in the storyline. Like, maybe we're meant to have done this one already, and then we do the statue later. This might be meant to, like, introduce us to the archaeological maps. So we're actually doing it, like, out of order. Kind of makes sense. That is one of the things that we will find out when we reset our progress and start again. I mean, we've already read ahead enough in terms of the rest of it, so... there's still stuff underneath that one to do, isn't there? Yeah, I think. No? No? No, that should be done. There's still a lot that it reckons is missing. Oh, that's why. That would do it. Because we were going from the top down. That's right. That makes sense. We're going to get in the gap there. Oh, we've got to get right down underneath as well, it turns out. That's a really annoying angle. Okay, good. Fairly sure it gave me a bit of a boost there. Yeah, nice and close for doing underneath. We should do this last, but, you know, whatever. Back up. Just the hand is actually a huge feature on the backside, looks like. Yeah. But we'll clean our way down. Again, this would be where having a scaffold to kind of shoot down at with like the extra long extension or something would be better, I feel. Because this is a really good angle, but it would be even better if it was from the other side of it. But I don't want to be shooting up at it. I want to be shooting down on it, but from the other side. Seems a bit lacking. Still, it's very pleasing watching the dirt just evaporate. And when you're looking down like this, your movement is slowed anyway, and we have to go pretty slow for it to actually clean with this nozzle. So, it kind of works. So I get into the seam here. Seems to be done. I'm not sorry. There's lots of little annoying angles in here, looks like. So we'll get more from the other side, but we'll try and clear as much as we can from the top. Then there's more to do underneath. I wonder if maybe the lore is that this is pointing at the other statue? Oh no, because it was facing the volcano, so maybe not. Unless it's like somewhere that way, but before you get to the actual town or whatever. And then the statue shoots all the way back up this valley, perhaps. I was thinking 500, that's a lot for a hand, but it's a fairly involved one. especially with the restriction of nozzle that I've put in play. But that's fine. We vibing. Probably the best that I can do from this side. We're going to have to finish it off from the other side regardless. This little bit that's sticking out here. And then once again, that'll need to be done from the other side. Just want some gratification that I've actually finished doing some of these things, but gotta do the bottom part of them. Right into the seam. So that's really annoying. Try and get as much as we can in this crevice here. Goes all the way onto the interior. Oh, there's still a lot in this. Oh, we came down the one next to it, I think that's why. So we haven't actually done that bit before. And now that's just the hand section again. Let's blast away the top of this. Guess you can't really separate a hand into further smaller pieces, can you? So I've done what they can with the panels of the fingers. I guess they could do like knuckles and stuff, but what about Sonic? So early over here, do another big band across here. This is all still hand. Oh, the webbing is not quite done? Okay. Wonder what there is that I've missed on the webbing. Maybe from the inside? This leading edge, perhaps? The leading edge, okay. It's not perfectly flat, obviously. There is a bit of a accumulation on the front. The marina in your catchment area. My shrimp is caked to the eyeballs. Oh, there is another one. Okay. Interesting. See, I did see there was an achievement. I just realized that there are 6 fingers. What else have we missed? Oh, well, I wasn't counting. There was a achievement in regards a fishing boat, and I assumed they had misspelt the frolic boat, but it seems there is also a fishing boat. That should be interesting. That one's probably going to be filthy. We won't be doing that one today, that's for sure. This one will be taking all of our time this morning. I do now have things set up better that I should be able to do some more streaming on Saturdays, my time, which would be Friday night European time, I guess. Friday afternoon US time. And normally I would also be able to stream further into my afternoon as well. Today we're going to have to cut it a little bit short. But especially on Saturdays I'll have more time. when I don't have too many chores to do around the house, of course. Still have to adult. Still got a little girl that needs some attention from time to time. But we do have someone else that's coming in on Saturdays, that's the reason for that. Frees up a little bit of mental and physical capacity. %66 done. We have not had a ding in ages, just because they are just these huge features. This massive hand feature, and then the double-sided finger bits. Just peel away this, just slowly. Bit of trial and error in terms of how fast you can actually go across the surface and still leave it clean. If in doubt, just go a bit slower, because otherwise you're going to have to go back over it again a second time and it'll just be really patchy. Well, this is the wrist bit at least, so there is a separate section here, which is nice. Really want to finish this hand section off just to have that gratification that it's done. Enjoy the smooth jazz if you can hear it. There's not much else to do or talk about at this point. Speedrun PowerWash sim. Not quite. I did remove the speedrun tag, I thought. I have speedrun PowerWash sim though. I do have a few submissions. The boards will now be split out though, because it's now fully released, so there was different categories for different subcategories for different early access versions. Oh yeah, it's on speedrun.com, yeah. Yep, I've got a few submissions there if you look at some of the earlier early access runs, or if you just go to my speedrun.com profile. It's pretty fun. Like, there's the specific challenge maps, and those are the ones that obviously make the most sense to actually speedrun, since they have a timer. It's built into the game, so you don't need to worry about doing live split or anything like that. The submission's already on this game. Yeah, I mean, it came out a couple of days ago, and the fact that it was in early access for so long means that it's already pretty settled as a community, assuming that there are version 1.0 submissions already. I haven't looked recently. We'll see if I can be bothered going back and doing some more again. It was enjoyable doing some of them, but it's really hard to do the board categorizations are kind of awkward. I don't know if they've changed it, but there was like different sections for like whether you're not using soap, or whether or not you're using like the starting loadout and things like that. But for the challenge ones in particular, they give you a specific loadout, so it's kind of weird. Makes it a bit difficult to do. It feels like they should almost just do it based on what you get given. I think the like basic loadout only sorts of things is almost like category extension territory really, or just like a separate category. Don't know. Yeah, any equipment and base equipment, yeah, so that's the thing, is that the base equipment thing is kind of contentious, because yeah, you can't use the basic equipment on a lot of the challenges, which means those boards are always going to be empty. But I'm sympathetic because speedrun.com is really annoying to try and work out, like get things into logical categories and subcategories, because just the way that it's set up. The configuration is not very friendly behind the scenes. I had a hell of a job getting things set up for like the American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator, because of the same sorts of reasons, where it's just a case of how do I best categorize this so that it's kind of logical for someone to look at it. Yeah, individual levels. Yeah, the career one is kind of weird as well. All levels, that isn't really something that's feasible to do. Like, that would be a very segmented speedrun. Like, that would be like a playlist. You basically have to submit a playlist. It's Leonard Cal's dad, okay. Is there a third job that I've yet to do? Kind of categorization works for some games, not exactly. All of that cleaning for a bungalow will be for nothing. Well, dunno. We don't know that. Again, I'm fairly sure that this map is taking place earlier in the storyline than what we've already done. Which is fine. Backfill is perfectly reasonable. Yeah, it was kind of good. Good fun doing some of the speedrun attempts for this. If I find that I have the time, then I'll do that, but I'll probably aim to finish it casually again first, before I do that again. There's also the fact that sometimes, like, even though you're kind of going fast, when you might be doing things really efficiently, there might be separate kind of specific speed strats essentially that don't actually feel good to do. Like, the way that I like playing this game is to kind of be methodical about it and do like a top-down approach as if I were doing it in real life, so that way, like, as you clean things from the top down, the runoff goes down over what you're yet to clean, whereas if you cleaned the bottom first and then went on top, then all of the runoff from on top would just go over the bits that you've already cleaned, and that's more pleasing to me. But from a speedrun perspective, I'm sure it's just a case of point and shoot and just do things in whatever order, and yeah, that's less pleasing. So we'll see. I mean, yeah, it's perfectly valid to submit any attempt that you make. If you are timing a attempt at playing the game quickly, it doesn't matter whether or not, well, it shouldn't matter, it depends on the community generally, but from a strictly like speedrun.com moderation rules guideline, if you are attempting to play the game quickly, that is a speedrun. If you are still doing it in a way that you enjoy more than what may be strictly the best thing to do to go the fastest, that doesn't matter. The key point is that you shouldn't be like obviously time wasting, you know, because there's certain things that obviously aren't fastest, like this, for example, the fact that I'm using just the white washer for the sake of an achievement, that would not be fastest. Like, it isn't showing an attempt to play the game as fast as possible, basically, to play the game quickly. It is a very specifically slow run. But if I was still doing things in my usual kind of top-down methodical fashion, I should still be able to submit that, and it would still count, so long as I was clearly, you know, trying to go as quickly as I could in that manner, because not everyone's going to do it the same way. If you're time wasting and still make it on the leaderboard, It's because of the moderation side of things. It's not about the run, it's about the time it takes for someone to moderate your run. If you are clearly time wasting and not trying to go as fast as you can in the game, then you're just wasting everyone's time. And moderators are volunteers. Like, we do not get paid to moderate games. So, would that we did. So if you've got a run that's an hour longer than it needs to be, not because you're still practicing, but because you did tons of stuff that you just did not need to do, it's not fair on moderators. Yeah, like there was a run that someone's tried to submit to an empty board in Truck Sim at one point, and they literally got up and left their computer at one point, and then complained that I didn't want to accept their run. It's like, you are clearly taking the piss. Like, they just wanted to say that they had the world record because it was an otherwise empty leaderboard. And that's not cool. Like, that's really annoying. Every game that I moderate, I've put in like a time wasting clause into the rules, like citing the moderation guidelines that you must be seen to be trying to play the game quickly. Like, if you just leave your game unattended for long periods of time, or if you're obviously time wasting. Like, if someone wanted to do a Subnautica speedrun, but they built the Seamoth and the prawn suit and made a bioreactor base and all of that, that's not trying to play the game quickly, because you don't need all of those things. And obviously, you know, that's not the sort of thing that's obvious to an absolute newcomer, but part of speedrunning a game is putting some thinking into, okay, I've played the game, how can I do this fast? Like, what did I need to do to finish the game? Because that's where you cut down on time waste. It's just basically, I didn't need to do this. It's like, oh, I built a Seamoth with depth upgrades and everything, but I didn't actually use it for anything that I couldn't have done a different way. So that doesn't qualify at that point. Do I moderate a lot less than I used to because I just don't have as much time, but the American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator 2 boards are the ones that I mainly moderate because no one else does. And I enjoy watching them, even though I don't run them as often as I used to. I might get back into doing some more of those as time permits. These finger bits are really annoying. I can only get so far in here to do these angles. These are going to take so long just to finish off. Oh, good. Got that one. Okay, it's reasonably generous, looks like, because that didn't actually get right to the end, and it still gave it to me. Oh good, that's that one done. I must just be missing a bit that I don't realise I've completely missed. But yeah, I do moderation for Subnautica, Below Zero, American Truck Simulator, Euro Truck Simulator 1 and 2. Sonority is a new game that I had added to the boards. I need to do another couple of runs on that actually. That's a good one. Nice little puzzle game. I think that's it. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. Is there a little bit on the outside of that one? There is a little bit in here. So is it this that I'm missing? That appears to be all that I can reach from this side though. So we need to go back in here. And we just need to hit tab a lot to figure out what we're missing, I think. I'm not seeing anything though. It's like tiny little specks. It's like down the side there, wasting the company's water. Thankfully, we don't have to pay extra for that. Also, it's my company, so you know. There we go. It was that bit in there. And Delicate Excavation achievement unlocked. So that's the achievement for doing this entire job using only the white nozzle. If I'd been able to use the turbo one or the yellow one, this would have gone much quicker. But hey, the things we do for achievements, hey? Means I don't need to do this map twice. Wait. There is a procession of cats over there, going the direction that the finger is pointing. There's one up there, there's that one there. There's just a steady procession of cats. I'm gonna guess that ties into the whole lore of the mayor's cat going missing, is that maybe he's leading the, I don't know, the cat exodus. It becomes the storyline of Cat Quest at that point. Well, that's bizarre. You ever seen a clatter of cats just casually strolling the desert? Can't say I have. Not really having deserts like this in New Zealand anyway. Can I hit that tumbleweed? I think I can't actually go far or enough. Okay. I hit some sort of wall that made me fly? Whee! Oh, I almost stood on something there. Okay, before I break the game further and fall through the world, at least we finish the job first. Oh, I should watch the time-lapse. Here's the time-lapse. I still wish that it did like different angles and stuff. You can see the steady procession of cats actually going behind. I've been there the whole time. Funny. You have to ruin the local bird population. You're not wrong. I was complaining about the ambient noises of a bird, so I guess they're clearing that up for me. Sacred geometry, the 6 fingers, so much to get our teeth stuck into. So exciting. Amazing to see these relics as they would have been seen at the time. I mean, except they're kind of half buried, but... And now we have a fishing boat as well. Ooh, 1150. That one's gonna be big.